Idaho was originally a part of the Orange Country that was claimed by both the United States and Great Britain until the United States gained and disputed jurisdiction in 1846. When Oregon became a state in 1859, what is now Idaho was situated in what remained of the original Oregon Territory, designated as the Washington Territory. Between 1849 and the creation of the Idaho Territory in 1863, parts of present-day Idaho were included in the Oregon, Washington, and Dakota territories. The new Idaho Territory included present-day Idaho, Montana, and most of Wyoming. The first organized non-indigenous communities within the present borders of Idaho were established by Mormon pioneers in 1860. The first permanent substantial incorporated community was Lewiston in 1861. Early in its history, Idaho saw a large influx of Chinese immigrants, who by 1870 made up about 28.5% of the territory's population. Idaho achieved statehood in 1890. Idaho's landscape is rugged, with some of the largest unspoiled natural areas in the United States. Idaho is a Rocky Mountain state with abundant natural resources and scenic areas. The state has snow-capped mountain ranges, rapids, vast lakes, and steep canyons. The vast majority of Idaho's population lives in the Snake River Plain, a valley running across the entirety of southern Idaho from east to west. The valley contains the major cities of Boise, Meridian, Nampa, Caldwell, Twin Falls, Idaho Falls, and Pocatello. The plains served as an easy pass through the Rocky Mountains for westward-bound settlers on the Oregon Trail, and many settlers chose to settle the area rather than risking the treacherous route through the Blue Mountains and the Cascade Range to the west. Idaho's climate varies widely. Although the state's western border is about 330 miles from the Pacific Ocean, the maritime influence is still felt in Idaho, especially in the winter when cloud cover, humidity, and precipitation are at their maximum extent. Idaho can be hot, although extended periods over 98 degrees Fahrenheit are rare, except for the lowest point in elevation, Lewiston, which correspondingly sees little snow. Hot summer days are tempered by the low relative humidity and cooler evenings during summer months since, for most of the state, the highest diurnal difference in temperature is often in the summer. Idaho's all-time highest temperature of 118 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded at Orofino on July 28, 1934, and the all-time lowest temperature of 60 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded at Island Park Dam on January 18, 1943. The United States Census Bureau determined Idaho's population was 1,900,923 on July 1, 2021, a 21% increase since the 2010 U.S. Census. There are large numbers of Americans of English and German ancestry in Idaho. Immigration from outside the United States resulted in a net increase of 14,522 people, and migration within the country produced a net increase of 61,273 people. According to the American Immigration Council, in 2018, the top countries of origin for Idaho's immigrants were Mexico, Canada, the Philippines, China, and Germany. Nampa became the state's second-largest city in the late 1990s. Meridian also experienced high growth, from fewer than 10,000 residents in 1990 to more than 75,000 in 2010, and is now Idaho's third-largest city. Idaho's gross state product was $118.8 billion in 2023, and the state's per capita income that year was estimated to be $59,035. As of 2016, the state's total employment was 562,282, and the total employer establishments were 45,826. Important industries in Idaho are food processing, lumber and wood products, machinery, chemical products, paper products, electronics manufacturing, silver and other mining, and tourism. The world's largest factory for barrel cheese is in a place called Gooding. It has a capacity of 120,000 metric tons per year of barrel cheese and belongs to the Glanbia Group. Hewlett-Packard has operated a large plant in Boise since the 1970s, which is devoted primarily to laserjet printer production. Idaho has a state gambling lottery, which contributed $333.5 million in payments to all Idaho public schools and Idaho higher education from 1990 to 2006. Taxes collected by the Idaho State Tax Commission. The state personal income tax is a flat 5.8%. Idahoans may apply for state tax credits for taxes paid to other states, as well as for donations to Idaho state educational entities and some nonprofit youth and rehabilitation facilities. The state sales tax is 6% with a very limited, selective local option up to 6.5%. Sales tax applies to the sale, rental, or lease of tangible personal property and some services. Food is taxed, but prescription drugs are not. Hotel, motel, and campground accommodations are taxed at a higher rate, 7% to 11%. Some jurisdictions impose local option sales tax.